Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to everyone present with us on this live forum. Myself, Joya Khan, Ambassador of Change from GETI, and your host this afternoon. Holding the beacon of success, I bring greetings from the entire GETI fraternity, that is, the Global Education and Training Institute. As we usher in winds of change, on this live forum of detox for educators, it's my immense pleasure as I steer this session ahead. I warmly welcome our esteemed speaker for this afternoon, Ms. Taruna Kapoor, respected Principal GD Goenka, Ghaziabad. She will be enriching us with her views and her presentation on the topic project based learning. Ma'am has chosen a very relevant topic this afternoon in the present times when the teaching learning process is evolving at a fast pace and transforming the very face of education. A very warm welcome to you. Let me
My
apprise
pleasure.
my dear viewers about our respected speaker. Ma'am is a principal and an administrator with an experience of more than 20 years. She is currently working in a city school, that is GD Goenka, and is a mentor to wonderful and curious students. She has been associated with Microsoft since 2018 and has completed more than 150 courses, owing to which she has been awarded with the title of Microsoft Innovative Expert. She is a certified National Geographic educator and a certified Apple teacher. She has been associated with these institutions and has worked hard towards learning innovative techniques by collaborating with people all around the world to help her students become global citizens. Owing to the collaborations with fellow educators in Microsoft, her students and she have broken through the rudimentary classrooms and generalized syllabus. In addition to the general books issued by the school as per the syllabus, Ma'am encourages her students to read multicultural books, which is the very best way to promote literacy by knowing the culture and language of people around the world. She also encourages students to improve their creative writing skills by making them work on comprehensions, creative writing, and various other activities. This initiative is based on the thought that a child who reads will be an adult who thinks. Ma'am's passion for teaching and learning has brought her where she is today. She's grown and evolved from a kindergarten teacher to a leader with the love and passion for her work and kids. So, without much delay, over to you, ma'am, for the session. A
Thank you
very,
so much
very
for
warm
such a
welcome once
wonderful
again.
welcome, ma'am. Zoya, ma'am, I'm really, really humbled to be here on this platform and sharing my views with you all. And without any further ado, I will just start with this quote that we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. So, my project based learning is just a reflection of what I have been doing all these years. And this COVID has actually taught us to be online and make best use of online tools and bring the best of children also. So, ma'am, can you please share the screen for me, or should I
Sure,
go
ma'am,
ahead?
sure, ma'am.
Here, this is this project based learning, which I actually, I work on this a lot. Reason being that I feel that it addresses the real world problems. Real world problems means that the child has got all the inquiry, ask, find, and think, collaborate. All these skills are involved in this project based learning. So I really love this because it happens by doing. This learning happens by doing, by researching, by collaborating, by asking questions from each other. So it's the best way to showcase and taking out the best of the child. So the child remembers, understands, applies, analyzes, evaluates, and creates. I will in future, in this further slides, I'll show you that how I've been doing it and how I've implemented this wonderful project based learning in my curriculum. And even the teachers did not ever feel that it is overburdening for them, because we always map our skills with the curriculum, and it comes and it reflects in their, it comes as a reflection also for the particular topic. Like in this only, this, if you see, this is the children are working on this project, right? And they all together, these are very young children, kindergarten children, but look at the way they are analyzing the things, and how they are making the school drawing, how, where which room is located, which is a very simple thing, but look at the inquisitiveness, and look at the way they are asking and observing and learning the directions, the everything about the school, knowing about the school. So this is like something which is very engaging, very entertaining, and it stays with the child. Why? Because they do it themselves and then they reflect. As ma'am rightly said, that I am a national certified national geographic educator also. So these few things I have always used in my projects, like geo inquiry. Ask, where is it? Why is it there? Why? What? All these questions my students ask when they, when it comes to any topic. So these are the mandatory questions which are there, because if I feel, if a child doesn't ask a question, then the learning doesn't start and it doesn't happen. So after that, they come to the collecting of the data, gather the data in the field, they identify data types, they design, they collect media sets and many things. And then after that, they visualize that how, organize and analyze it and compel visuals. After that, they create stories of what they have researched, or what they have talked about, what they have collected, and whatever they have visualized. And after that, they act on the data which they have collected, so that the community becomes a beautiful place for each one of us. So this is how it is, and these are some of the projects which I keep doing. Let's work on the green planet. Why? Where my children, they plant trees, the little ones, they start their journey from seed germination, how the plant grows, where is leaf, what is stem, what are shrubs, what are trees, and what are the other features of a green plant, and what does the plantation help us in future, how does it help the planet, how does it help the community. So if we start early with these things, these children will take it forward, and they will make earth a beautiful planet for each one of us. So we work on this funda, that each one has to plant one. I keep motivating my children that you have to plant one tree on your birthday, so that you just can observe and take care of that tree as your parents take care of you. So this is how we do. Here, this was a project where, we my children cleaned the community. They helped cleaning by going into an area where it was basically a park, and a lot of litter was there, a lot of plastic was there. They took the dustbin, they wear the gloves, they wore the gloves, and they cleaned that park, so that the children can play in a clean and green area where the old people can go and walk, and they can breathe fresh air, which is very important, and is a necessity for these years and for these days. So this is how, these values and these habits have to be inculcated very young. When the child is young, it should be hammered and drilled, so that the planet, which is at a threat now, as we all know, the climate change and all, and the children, they know it, so they will care for it, and they will make the community also aware about it. Here, the children have made models, working models on save energy by using the solar panel, which is so if you can see that yellow color of thing, it's a solar panel created by my 8th class child, which is kept at the reception area, and it is used for charging the mobiles and the other electronic devices by using the solar energy. How wonderful way! What's a wonderful way of preserving and conserving energy, and using and recycling also. Here, the children have actually showcased that how we should stop soil erosion. We should plant more trees, so that we have a brighter and a better future. This project, EcoBag project, is a wonderful, wonderful project by one of my friends in Japan, Kohi Nagashima. He's the one who is behind this project. Every year we do this project with 6 schools. His children, first he creates a Flipgrid, link where the children share their voice about why they should be using eco-friendly bags, who they are, from where they are from. And so the children, they talk about these bags, the importance of these bags, why should we not use plastic, and why should we using the eco-friendly bags, how useful they are. And his students, they create these bags, and he every year couriers us. And this collaboration is amongst at least 10 countries in the world, where the children meet, they develop their skills of, um, like a pen pal. They make new friends, they learn, they share, they collaborate, they make the community aware about the problems of not recycling and using plastic. So this project, my children, I'll show you a YouTube link, which was a project on, plastic pollution, which I did it as a capstone project with National Geographic certification course. And believe you me, each and everything was done by my children. And right from grade 2 to grade 12, the children were involved in this. So over to this project. I hope you will enjoy this.
Ma'am, if there is a sound, it cannot be heard in your video.
It is not, you're not able to hear it now.
Yeah, the sound
Now,
is.
now you can hear it.
No, ma'am.
Please check.
Seeing the plastics
Now,
literally around, we started
Now
to
I can
think
hear it.
as
Thank you.
perfect.
according to Net Geo Learning Framework, the curiosity solve this problem of plastic and to save animals and fish who is swallow plastics either choke or starve to death. We had to reach out to save and protect them as this is our responsibility. We know that there are other issues at work also like economic, cultural, political, etc. According to the Net Geo framework, and explore remains curious. Regardless of the extent of our success or as even failure would be a stepping stone for success in future. According to the National Geographic Framework of Empowerment, success and failure are both part of life for every person and even failure can be positive. We can learn only through doing and we observed and pondered upon how we could make things happen, which is also according to the Net Geo framework of observation. According to Net Geo framework of responsibility, youth take mature actions. To spread awareness amongst people, we carried out a march where we with placards. At the same time, cleaning the surroundings of plastic we are trying to bring home. Idea that plastic are a threat to the entire world according to the world beyond its immediate surrounding that we have to be concerned about the border world net zero framework of responsibility. We came to know that in our country the roads are made from the plastic. These roads are more durable than the ordinary roads, at the same time are the cheaper than the other roads of similar length and net zero framework of collaboration. The activity conducted was monster attack in India. We celebrate a festival called Dasera, where Lord Rama killed Ravana. Incarnation of truth and righteousness. Ravana represents evil. The festival was celebrated with a twist. The monster here, the effigy of Ravana, was covered with plastic bottles. The effigy is burnt every year to represent the victory of good over evil. And the students shunned the use of plastics. This festival is being celebrated from times immemorial. It's a part of our culture. People would identify plastics as part of Ravana, which is evil, and then abjure it. National Geographic Framework of Collaboration. Next, the making of paper and cloth bags to replace plastic bags. Children made bags out of old vests and shirts. Bags made out of waste material cost almost nothing. They fall very economical. The old vests and shirts, when stitched to make bags, also brought to the fore the creativity of the children. The NG framework of problem solving.
The summary of our work is as follows.
To begin with, it was net zero framework of curiosity. When we saw the plastic littered around, and to see the plant, animal, and humans being affected by the threat of plastic. It was our responsibility to curb the use of plastic, thinking about the welfare of other people, cultural resource, and the natural world. We as export consider multiple perspectives, net zero framework of responsibility. As we set out to curb the use of plastic, despite being aware the success of failure are both part of the life of for everyone, and failure can be positive. This was net geo framework of the empowerment. Before setting on our journey, we explored the different ideas and activities through which we could curb the use of plastic. This was the net geo framework of observation. We learned to work in teams, net zero framework of communication, as we know the ripple effect makes the message spread, and working in teams was net zero framework of collaboration. When the effigy of Ravana was burned, when people was distributed papers, bags, and bags made out of waste and shirts, when PM Modi started the campaign of Clean India missions, the people learned to reduce, reuse, and recycle plastics. This was the NG works for problem solving area. Here we explored the cultural, political, and economic issue today due to the modern means of the world is shrinking. Earlier, there was a time when lands were being explored. People did not know what was happening in the other part of town, live aside the world. But today, the students know that there is a ripple effect. The march, the making of roads, the making of bags have a ripple effect and are reach a large number of people. We all are interdependent, as in Sanskrit it is said, Vasudev Kutumbakam, or the world in the is one big family.
So this was about which was done by my students. And this is what my message is for you all is: give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. This is the message which I want to give you, and I'm open to you all for your questions which you have for me.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that wonderful and very, very thought provoking session. You have made us aware of so many things over here. You created an awareness about recycling, cleanliness, and of course, as we all know, that project based learning is an instructional approach designed to give students the opportunity to develop knowledge and skills through engaging projects set around. There are
Yes.
challenges and problems they may come across, but then it's very, very important to face the real world. And not to forget that project based learning is a student centered pedagogy that involves a dynamic classroom approach in which it is believed the students acquire a deeper knowledge through active
Yes.
exploration, as you said, explore, discover, engage, evaluate, analyze, and get to know the real world challenges and problems. Students learn about subjects by working for an, I think, extended period of time to
Yes.
investigate and respond to a complex question. Also, they get to think out of the box. They learn the team spirit, the spirit of collaboration, and getting to interact. And I think the classes become highly interactive. You must be having that experience if you have gone through your own classes. But
Yes.
a few questions that I have for you, and we'll be
Please.
very glad if you take a few questions, ma'am, related to that.
Sure.
My first questions over here are: what, according to you, are the benefits of a project based learning?
See, what I feel, the child learns how to think how to solve a problem, how to be creative and innovative, how he can, the communication skills they develop, right? And they know how to collaborate, and they become a global citizenship. So this is how I feel that these are the qualities which a child encounters and learns when he is into PBL.
Yeah, that's a very good answer, ma'am. And I think the six C's that
Yes,
we are focusing upon, I think
they
this
are all
is
covered
just
in
the,
this.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
just the best time that we as educators can encourage the project based learning and encourage the six C's, and
Yes,
where the children get a chance to build up their skills in different ways.
yes.
Another thing, ma'am, does PBL, that is the project based learning, require lots of changes and strategies which may affect our day to day learning?
It doesn't happen if you go in an organized plan, if you have a proper lesson plan and you are sorted with what, which activity you will be doing with which chapter. If you know that which way to go. Suppose if I talk about creative writing, everybody has in English, right? But if you have this in mind that I have to do a pen pal project with England or Canada, and this would be the topic for it, right? So you are simultaneously working on your PBL also, right? You are building relationships, you are making the child communicative, critical, critical thinker, a researcher, and simultaneously his writing skills are also developed by sending that letter online or offline as it is to his friend in Canada. So this is one way of doing a thing, how you collaborate your topic with the PBL, and how you inculcate it in your curriculum. It is challenging, yes, but you have to work wisely and in an organized way to make the things
Thank you,
happen.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, what according to you uh, is your view? What is your take on the thought that does it entail more work on our teachers? Is it burdensome?
No, I don't think so. Because if you see that they are also learning every day, when a child comes with a critical thinker asks you something, even you learn and grow. Otherwise, the classes are a dull classroom. If the child
Absolutely.
doesn't ask what, where, when, how, so your classroom is dull. And in this PBL, if you are giving that right to your student to ask this, your class becomes noisy. It becomes a lot of learning happens when when he asks the questions. And the child, if you think a passionate teacher would always love to do this, will always love learning, because I feel that if learning stops, you are nothing. So learning should keep on happening.
Absolutely. Absolutely, ma'am. And I think there is a deeper engagement and interaction with
Yes,
learning content and
yes,
encouragement of high order thinking skills,
of
right?
course. Mm.
Yeah, where the child is encouraged to engage in problem solving also through,
Yes,
where there are group discussions, where there is peer work, a lot of pair work going on, and a child is absolutely free. There is no fear of being checked. A child is getting a chance to interact in a positive way, use up his skills and share the goodness with his classmates, with his peers. And I think learning is happening at a very beautiful rate
of
where a
course.
lot of sharing is there.
21st century life skills means this only.
Absolutely, absolutely. uh, One more question is there, ma'am, that
Yes.
are there any special skills that are proposed or required for encouraging project based learning, and what are they, if at all there are special skills? Do you think all kind of children are equal participants in it?
Yes, in this project based learning, I'll tell you, the children who are backbenchers, they also participate wholeheartedly, because they also get an opportunity to, speak somewhere, collaborate somewhere, maybe drawing somewhere, or maybe, questioning somewhere, maybe writing somewhere. So all the children, they participate with full energy and zeal. And I don't think it's a burden for the teacher. It is like a very, very beautiful, beautiful way of doing things, in a a better way where you can collaborate your different subjects also. Like in a project, you can collaborate social studies, science, art, English. So all the topics can be, merged and taken up in a classroom where a lot of learning can happen. And yes, all the levels of children participate in this. That is a beauty of this PBL.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what is your take about the test scores? Does it raise the scores?
Yes, the assessment level is different, altogether different. Suppose if a child is recording his voice on Flipgrid and you assess a child on that, isn't it a assessment for the child? Yes. If a child is writing a letter to his pen pal, you assess him on that, on his views and on his research. Isn't it a beautiful way of assessing a child? If a child is drawing a poster on, say, planet or recycling, so isn't it a beautiful way? As I told you in that project, the child has made a charger, the mobile charger from a solar panel. Can't the teacher of grade 9 assess the child on that project? Look at the creativity. You can see the projects being happening, the child really doing in the real world. The child not seeing the pictures on the books, rather implementing them, and implementing them with his own creativity. So that's a beauty of this project, and I too really love it. I try to put them in all the classrooms in my kindergarten also, so that they also enjoy and they also come up as a all rounder.
That's a very wonderful approach, ma'am.
Yeah.
But one thing is there. Sometimes there is that syllabus is constrained
It
with
is there.
the time factor. The time factor. The teachers are bound by that at times, and
Yes.
maybe feeling, in shackles. That there is a pressure of completing the syllabus, and the time limit is very there. What do you suggest for that?
I would just say that is what I told you earlier also, that let's make our lesson plans according to the uh, according to the time frame, keeping everything in mind. That we are not going to do project based learning in all the chapters, right? Maybe we collaborate 4 chapters, we put 4 chapters and do one PPL. Collaborating all the 4 topics together. So this is how you have to be little organized and proactive, and you have to plan your lesson plans ahead so that this problem doesn't arise.
So planning is very
Very
important.
important.
Planning
Yes.
is a must in this. And another thing that we look forward to is a class which is disciplined, decorum and discipline. Obviously, when children are involved in groups, doing project, how can a teacher ensure that there is discipline also in the class?
It happens, ma'am. When you give them group work, you also give them a timeline. Suppose if you have given them 40 minutes, you give them a timeline, and you give them the parameters also, that where they'll be assessed. So once the children are very smart these days, they know that if the teacher tells them that if you break the discipline, -2, and if you are disciplined and finish your work on time, so there are ways where you can get the work done, and you can simultaneously you can keep your limitations and your discipline also in order. Once you tell them and explain them that these are the few conditions for your project, and you have to fulfill them beautifully so that there's no noise, and simultaneously your work is also done beautifully. So that is how we do it. And at times, noisy classes also seem good when something good is happening.
Oh, yes. I agree with you. Wholeheartedly, I agree with you. When learning, sometimes that noise is also, very much welcome if there is
Yes.
a positive learning environment in the class. Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. I agree with that. Ma'am, on a virtual platform, with COVID, like we were resorting to the virtual platform, what do you suggest is the way for project-based learning?
You
Physical
know,
classroom is very active, very engaging, I understand. But on a virtual classroom, how will it be possible?
ma'am, let me keep this aside. You know why? Because in the COVID period, in the virtual classroom, I think I did the maximum projects with my children
Okay.
online, using Microsoft tools like Padlet, Wakelet, then Kahoot. My children are so trained for making these Kahoot quizzes and all. And like lot of like climate action project is every day we use with the Quentin Timers and Jennifer, and it was all online, and the children did wonderful, wonderful projects and wonderful presentations, wonderful collaborations with different countries, be it Bulgaria, be it Malaysia, Belgium, everywhere my children collaborated on the virtual platform. So I would say that the maximum projects we did on this platform, and this Zoom platform, and I mean, I don't have the list because it's there in my mind, but when I
I
think of,
know.
and we also collaborated on environment day also. My children posted their different views on how to save environment on a Padlet. I still have that link. I mean, after this I can share with you that how beautifully they had done different sharings. They made eco-friendly bags, they made eco bricks using the plastic, and also a lot of learning happened in this COVID period. But yes, provided how creative you are, that there comes the creativity of the teacher and the children ready to learn and unlearn.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Your enthusiasm has just proved that we have no reason, to take a back seat where project based learning is concerned, whether we are teaching online or whether we are offline. So, either ways, teachers, I hope you're listening. There is no reason why project based learning has to, be ignored, or you can say my syllabus is being neglected, because ma'am has just focused that no matter what the scenario is, project based learning is just, in the forefront, is the forerunner where learning is concerned. Learning is happening, and that also classes become very interactive, very engaging, and children would love to attend classes, be it online, be it offline. So thank you so much for this engaging session, ma'am. And I would like to thank our dear viewers for being with us this afternoon. I would also like to thank the viewers who will be seeing the session later on, and will definitely have some very, inspiring and wonderful takeaways. So, each one of us has benefit in some way or the other with the session, ma'am. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for being with us, for having taken out time, and for giving such relevant inputs.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
dear
It was
viewers.
a lovely
Have a
afternoon.
wonderful day. Stay blessed. Thank you, ma'am.